I want sunshine, a sunshine, sunshine. Give me what I want. I'm in a sunshine state of mind. Okay. Give me what I want, sunshine, sunshine. I want sunshine, a sunshine, sunshine. Give me what I want, sunshine. I got a sunshine state of mind. I'm in a sunshine state of mind. Okay. Give me what I want, sunshine, sunshine. I want sunshine, a sunshine, sunshine. Give me what I want, sunshine. I got a sunshine state of mind. I'm in a sunshine state of mind. Okay. Give me what I want, sunshine, sunshine. I want sunshine, a sunshine, sunshine. Give me what I want, sunshine. I got a sunshine state of mind.
Thumbs up short, falling 35-20 to the Abbeville Panthers.
It's a balmy November night here at CCSD Field number 4, where the Oceanside Land Sharks are heading into round 2 of the AA playoffs tonight, facing off against an 8-2 Woodland High School team last week, with both hands tied behind our backs after losing our 2-year starting quarterback, Edward Reidenbach, and the phenom freshman running back, James O'Connor. The Sharks came out flinging the ball all over the field and dominated their opponent. Tonight, though, Swish, it could be a different ball game as this Woodland team comes in looking to run all over us with their star running back, TJ Wright.
He's a good one. And I'll tell you, they're putting up some points. They're averaging 34.7 points a game versus Oceanside's 26.5. Defensively, they're giving up 22.7 points against our stellar defense, only giving up 10 points a game. So, yeah, it's going to be a tale of offense and defense here. And I'll tell you, one of the other big notes of the game is the big Cam Pringle for Woodland. For Woodland is he's injured, so he's not playing. The big 6'7", 300-pounder commit to your alma mater is out tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the big disappointing story of the night. Kim Pringle, the 4-star offensive lineman committed to the Gamecocks. Last year we had a great matchup with him against Monroe Freeling. I was hoping tonight we would see Ben Britton facing off against the Kim Pringle, but ain't going to happen. And, of course, that's disappointing. But apparently Woodland's got plenty of firepower. I was looking on Max Preps just a little while ago, and they show Woodland with a 10-plus point advantage tonight over the Land Sharks.
Yep, I've seen Doodles has us as an 8-point underdog as well, too. But I tell you what, the only common opponent that we've had is Bishop England, and they played them the 3rd game of the season, so it's really not a good comparison. We'll talk more about what we see out here tonight, though. And I'll tell you, it's weird to see old QB1, number 1, Edward Reidenbach, not out there with his comrades meeting at the center field there.
Edward had surgery earlier this week on his knee, and we, of course, send all of our best wishes to Edward and his family. I understand he's, of course, had a great attitude about his injury and positive outlook going forward. I'm sure he will have a full recovery. But those knee surgeries take a while, a year plus, to get back to normal. At any rate, we do have our 4 captains out there now. Ben Britton, of course, number 54. Finn Johnson, he's still hobbling around, but at least he's not on a cart anymore with his left ankle injury. And then Trey Brown, number 4. And we got a new captain this week, and that's C.J. Moskos, number 3. Good to see him out there. C.J. plays a very good defensive back and occasional wide receiver role for these Land Sharks. So, Swish, our personality changed dramatically last week on offense.
Yeah, we had to do something because old number 1 was out of the ball game. So we saw a rotation of 3 different quarterbacks, all executing at a very high level, all 3 scoring touchdowns, and Woodland throwing touchdowns. And Woodland probably had a heart attack when they saw 3 different running backs without Edward in there, and quarterbacks and throwing tutties. So it's hard to scout against the Sharks in that respect.
Indeed. Had to be really tough for the Wolverines to get ready for tonight, not knowing exactly what they're going to see, not knowing who might start at quarterback or how long. We've got, a different skill set. Of course, Tanner Swisher, as the Land Sharks run out onto the field, is number 13. Tanner had the start last week and threw 2 touchdown passes, one of which was the throw of the week for one of the local TV stations. Wolverines now running out onto the field. But, of course, Will Virgilio, number 7, has a different athletic ability than Tanner. He's a little bit more of a runner. Plays wide receiver typically. So when he's out there, you look for Will perhaps to run first, but he threw the ball around last week as well. And then you have the freshman, Aiden Manadian.
There you go.
I got it right
Attaboy.
this week. I was calling him the Mandalorian last week, which I still kind of like as a nickname. But setting that aside, Aiden, a freshman, didn't look like a freshman. He played with a lot of maturity and a lot of leadership last week. So I'm really anxious and excited to see what the Sharks are going to do on offense tonight against Woodland. Woodland is going to receive to start the game after the coin toss at the start of the game, which has us, of course, receiving at the beginning of the second half, which I tend to prefer.
They won the toss and elected to receive. So that was an interesting choice there. So, listen, they're going to be led by number 8, Cooper Glazer. He is a really good quarterback. He's a senior. He's also their kicker punter. He's a transfer from First Baptist, and so I know that they're that combo of Glazer and T.J. Wright are going to be tough to nail down.
I was looking at the highlights of one of Woodland's games earlier, and C.J. Wright had 3 50-yard plus touchdown runs. He's a guy who you better stop him, because if he gets loose, he could be gone. And that's the kickoff. It's a squibbler right down the middle of the field. It's booted by the receiver, but then he crosses the 15, gets up to about the 20, where he is introduced to a bunch of blue jerseys who flip him upside down. I think he did a full 360 before he finally was stopped there, and the Sharks looking plenty fired up here on the first play.
It looked like Miles the Missile with the suplex. So I think he might have given them a little extra encouragement. And what a big stick on the opening kickoff to set tone for the Land Shark defense.
So the Wolverines are going to have it. 1st and 10 on their own 21-yard line. The Sharks hoping to be able to face off next week against either Marion or Barnwell. We'll talk more about that as the game moves forward. And a flag flies, the Sharks indicating it's going to be movement against the Wolverines.
What caused it is we had a really strong shift on the defensive front, and they got nervous and jumped.
So that puts the Woodland team in a kind of a hole here, 1st and 15 to get things going now. Line of scrimmage on the 16-yard line. They got 3 wideouts, 2 to the left, 1 at the right. In the backfield, of course, Wright, the running back, to the right of the quarterback. And my goodness, they had more confusion and movement there on that play, and they're going to lose another 5.
And they had 2 or 3 guys moving. A little confused right now.
A little bit of jitters, perhaps, for this offense, missing their star offensive lineman, Kim Pringle. I didn't know Pringle was out until I got here tonight. I was worried about saying Chris Kringle, but I won't have that problem. Glazer, the quarterback, hands it off on a little jet sweep, left to right, number 1 on the carry. That's Jaden Gardner-Taylor. He's a senior wide receiver. And now let's pick up of just maybe a little bit. Let's call it second down and 19 and a half. Woodland received the kickoff. Promptly had 2 5-yard penalties before they could get a playoff. So now they're in a kind of a hole here at CCSD Field number 4, which we are always trying to rename. Defenders move around a little bit before the snap. Quarterback pressured, has to run outside the pocket, rolls right. He's going to run it, and man, is he hit.
Big Mike.
Big Mike, number 70, coming in and making that tackle in a dramatic way. Let's see if we can get a replay of that one. Not going to happen, but we'll try and get replays for you over the course of the night. Kind of hit and miss here. We're under the 11-minute mark. We also have a special guest here with us tonight, Sean Belcher. We're hoping we might get Sean to put a headset on and say a word or two at some point. He's a guy who has at one time or another coached most of these Oceanside players and Wando players and others around the Mount Pleasant area.
Big third down here, Robert. I know it's early, but we've got a timeout by the Woodland Wolverines.
Wolverines not having their act together very well on this first drive, and we're going to hear from our sponsors as we have this timeout.
All right, we want to thank our platinum sponsors to start off tonight. The Revere Group, Longshore Boats, Fox Audio Video, Sunbelt Rentals of Charleston, Carolina Hormone and Healthcare, and Charleston Adventure Forest and Zipline.
And we're grateful for those sponsors who help fund the Black and Blue Club, I assume. I don't know where the money goes. I know where it doesn't go. So the Sharks defense looking pretty good and intimidating here at the early outset as the Wolverines on their first drive are now looking at a third down and 12. If you're just joining us, we're just inside the 10.5-minute mark. Of course, no score first quarter. Quarterback this time has 2 backs with him in the backfield, and I heard a whistle.
I did too.
But now they're playing. Quarterback faked the handoff, then faked the throw, and my goodness.
Miles the missile.
Miles Robinson, number 11, the linebacker, charging in there, had 2 other guys with him in the backfield, and no chance at all. Woodland not looking too intimidating on their first offensive opportunity of the night. Now going to have to punt out of their end zone as their quarterback, Cooper Glazer, doubling as their punter. We've got one guy deep right at the 45-yard line. I think that's Gavin Gaspar, number 8. Oh,
Block.
my goodness, we blocked it. Can we pick it up? We do. The Sharks has it. What happened? They wouldn't let him advance it, but he has it at the 10-yard line on the blocked punt. And the referees are talking there at the 10-yard line, but the Sharks are going to have it first and 10 in enviable field position.
Someone's got to explain that to me, why we couldn't advance it.
I think that's wrong, and here's the scary thing. If they call it an inadvertent whistle, they may make them replay the entire down again. I hope not.
That
Offense
ain't
is
gonna
coming
happen.
out. Nope.
That's good.
Offense coming out onto the field. Did you see who picked the ball up?
Yeah, it was Logan Hamilton.
All right, but Logan stopped. Frankly, somebody should have told Logan, run on into the end zone.
Yeah.
We'll sort the rest out later. But he clearly understood from the get-go that he was not allowed to advance that one for some reason. So it looks like starting at quarterback, Will Virgilio, number 7, and he's going to keep this one around the right side. He's brought down for a loss. Number 53 on the tackle for the Wolverines is DJ Blanding. He's a defensive lineman. Will lost about 3, and now we're looking at second down. And new quarterback, Aiden Manaden coming in there, number 10, and a different running back to his right. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 to the right, 2 to the left, H-back just to his left. That's Trey Brown, I think, at the H-back. And Aiden hands this one off to the running back. Is that Parker Stubbs?
Nope, it's 22. It's Mike Strickler.
Mike Strickler.
It looks like Tuck out there running the ball. Do you remember that game when he scored 4 touchdowns on one drive and they all got called back on this field?
So Virgilio, number 7, started at the quarterback. Quickly, though, we put in a substitution, the freshman, who played very well. All 3 of our quarterbacks played great last week. And Aiden, now Will's back out there at a running back. No, he's back at quarterback. They're going to confuse me. 2 running backs, different looking offensive formation, and we're going to have to call a timeout here, looking at a 3rd down and 7. I won't call this a critical play, but it certainly is a place where you would like to put 7 on the board as opposed to kicking a field goal.
All right. We can go with our gold sponsors here during the first timeout. Here's Sandra Patrick and the Bradley O'Mara Real Estate. Bumblebee Landscaping, and also our silver sponsors, Rhodes Medical Legal Consulting and Edo Leisure Cars.
Attaboy. Mark Rokos on the sponsor call-outs, filling in for Neon Dion, who's floating around somewhere in Virginia, I think. Nicely done, Mark. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sponsors.
So now, sorry, my mic was a little discombobulated there. We're looking at a 3rd down, 7 yards to go. I think Virgilio in at quarterback. He's running around the left side, right on into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Land Sharks strike first, and a flag comes in after the touchdown.
Old Grandpa George is not going to be happy about that, and Will spun the ball, a little celebration, and gave him a personal misconduct or unsportsmanlike. I know.
Come on, man. Just let the young men have some fun. Sharks going to go for the extra point now, but they're going to do so after an unsportsmanlike penalty. In case you're just joining us, Woodland got the kickoff, had a couple penalties, then a couple losses, wound up kicking it out of their own end zone, and we blocked the punt and had it from our own 10, from their 10-yard line. Sorry, and Will Virgilio alternating back and forth with Aiden Menaden, able to score a touchdown.
The Mex 1 touchdown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I got to get my head back in the Mex 1 game. That's right.
That was a Mex 1 touchdown. You're right. Thanks, Mark.
Nate Sturm, number 2. Swish is a little soft in my ears. I don't know if that can be fixed.
Hello, Robert. Big dog.
That's better.
There we go.
And that's going to be a 7-0 score as Nate puts it right through the uprights. And the Sharks coming out and making an early statement here, both on offense and special teams and defense. All 3 phases looking pretty good.
All clicking right now. So we're going to mark off this unsportsmanlike, and so we'll be I think we'll be kicking from probably the 30-yard line, I think it is. So that changes things. The 25. That changes things considerably on field position here. Let's see if we've got Quinn Mahoney as our kicker. Let's see if he tries to knock one deep here.
Wolverines' deep guys are right around the 25-yard line. They've got 3 guys deep. And we'll see if Mahoney's able to put this one over their heads. Nope, number 3 is picking it up at the 19-yard line. He crosses the 30-35, then brought down by a bunch of our players. And that's Tyrell Sampson on the return for the Wolverines.
And the missile was in on it again. That kid is all over the field tonight. A.J. Zarzak on the tackle as well, but Miles Robinson has come to play football tonight.
Miles has really been a great addition to our defense this year, playing at typically the middle linebacker spot. Man, he looks like a linebacker.
I think he probably looked like a linebacker when he was in the nursery after he was born. That kid was built to play football.
Some guys were born to hit. Miles would be one of those. They've got 2 receivers to the left right now and a different running back in there, and he's caught and thrown down before he can get to the line of scrimmage. Also a different quarterback. Gervais Sally, number 15, was in at quarterback, and the running back, no, it was T.J. Wright.
Little fun fact for the game tonight I haven't told you yet, but the offensive coordinator for Woodland is the future brother-in-law of one of our defensive coordinators, Coach Brent LaPrade. Little family
That sounds
family
like
battle going on here.
incestuous situation for the Woodland coaching staff. Now 2nd down and 10 to go for the Wolverines, and the quarterback hands it to Wright. Man, we're waiting on him. I'm not sure who made that first hit.
Maxie Mormon.
That's Maxie in there, and he had a little help from Big Mike, number 70.
Also, I think that was number 12. Kyle Baldwin was in on that as well, too. But you're right. They were teeing off, waiting on him. So here we are, 3rd and 10. Big 3rd down early again.
Wolverines unable to get anything going on their offense. They had 2 terrible penalties on their first drive and then a blocked punt. This time unable to move it at all on their first 2 attempts. Number 15 is throwing it deep downfield. Number 3, oh, it was just outside of his grasp. Tyrell Sampson, the intended receiver, Nate Sturm back there on the coverage along with Kyle Baldwin, number 12.
Yeah, you could almost see that right when the ball was snapped. He was looking at it the entire way. So he had a step on him, but the ball overthrown just a little bit, but it was close.
So the Wolverines are going to have to punt the ball. Their punter was their starting quarterback, but he didn't play on that last drive, but it looks like he's back out there. Cooper Glazer, number 8. Looks like Gavin Gaspar is going to be standing around. It's a fake, and they throw it in. Oh, it was just over the head of the intended receiver. Great idea, really, for the punt unit there. Number 11 came out and tried to grab it, but Chance Green, the intended receiver, couldn't quite put his paws on it.
Wasn't the greatest throw. Had he connected, I don't know if it would have been a 1st down, but did he have steps on our guy or not?
He did.
Okay.
He did. He had about 1 step on the coverage there. So a good pass, and that would have been a 1st down or close to it for the Wolverines, but close is not good enough in this particular sport. 4 wideouts now. The quarterback is
Aiden Manavian.
So Aiden back out there, number 10, the freshman. He's going to throw it, and he's got a man over on the right side, complete all the way down to the 10-yard line. I love seeing that ball flying through the air. Who was that receiver switch?
Virgilio Willio.
Will, number 7, who's splitting time at quarterback, mostly this season has played wide receiver, and he made an excellent stretch and catch on that one. He had a step or 2 on the defender, and we're looking at a 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Aiden still in there, hands it off to
Strickler.
Mike Strickler. He picks up positive yardage down to the 6-yard line. So now it'll be 2nd down and about 5, maybe 6. We have a change of personnel here. Aiden's still in, I think, at quarterback. 3 wideouts. He hands it to the running back. He's picking his way through into the end zone.
Cale Gilchrist, number 33.
Cale comes in and scores a touchdown. The referees, I haven't seen it. The refs put their hands up yet, Swish, but surely that's a touchdown. I must have just missed it because our extra point unit quite confidently strolls out onto the field as the Sharks look to add to their 13-0 lead by a single point here with a PAT. Nate Sturm ready to kick it. Woodland shell-shocked here early, and that looks like they threw us off sides. I'm not sure who that penalty is going to be on, though, because the left side of the defense.
Our 2 rightmost guys on line both moved at the same time, so I don't know if there was a call of it, like they baited him into it.
Yeah, no, they were. The left side of the defensive line moved first, and they drew our guys off.
Well, I don't know if there was a cadence thing.
But it ain't going to make much difference at this point in the field on a PAT. Nate Sturm says, yeah, whatever. Give me another yard. Doesn't matter to me.
Decline it and kick it. Let's go.
We're out in North Charleston at CCSD field number 4. I just hate saying that. As Nate puts that up and in.
You call it whatever you want.
Yeah, we're going to start making up some field names here tonight. All the Charleston County School District fields are named politically correct CCSD region number whatever. And hopefully one day we will give these fields some personality because, Swish, this is a great stadium. You know, it's artificial turf. out there. Very nice.
Bright.
Plenty of room in the stands.
Lots of lines on the field, though. That big yellow circle in the middle is maybe painted blue. It looked like an Oceanside O.
Multi-use field. I imagine they do some lacrosse and soccer out here at least.
Need to play some rugby.
And possibly rugby.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of lines go on a rugby field, but I know you do because your oldest boy is quite a rugby player as Mahoney kicks this one all the way into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. The Wolverines from Woodland now going to see if they can do any better. Their first 2 drives were complete disasters. The first ended in a block punt. The second ended in a fake punt that was unsuccessful. And the Sharks, taking full advantage, now lead this game 14-0.
Those last 2 offensive plays, the first one was a Mex 1 first down, and the last one was a Mex 1 touchdown.
Mark's keeping us on our game here tonight.
Mark, we need a disciplinarian up here. Mark's doing the job.
Make sure those checks cash.
I hear you. We have given Mex 1 more than their money's worth this season, I'll tell you that. As this is going to be another play where they hand it off and allow the running back to throw it.
That's 2 trick plays in a row that they're trying to go to, because when you see that this early in the game, that doesn't give a whole lot of confidence that their normal offense is going to work. So
the running back was Jaden Gardner-Taylor. He threw it to number 3, Tyrell Sampson.
He was open downfield, but
yeah, Sampson
wasn't executed real well.
Had plenty of room there to catch that if the ball had been thrown from a more experienced passer.
You know, we have seen Woodland early in the season. They were one of our scrimmage partners way early, so not like they were showing us anything or us showing them. But so far, Sharks coming out on top here.
Glazer back in at quarterback, wants to throw, completes it on the left flat. And that's going to be enough for the first down of the night for the Wolverines.
It's a Miles Robinson hit again, but there's a flag on the field, big dog.
I still don't see the flag, but I'm taking your word for it. Oh, there it is, right around the 34-yard line. This field is an artificial turf. It may be the shiniest artificial turf I've ever seen.
What are we doing?
Doesn't look like it would be very comfortable to fall on as the referees walk off a penalty against Woodland. And that's going to erase their first and only first down of the night. They take it all the way back to the 15-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
You can only imagine their coaching staff's a little frustrated. They can't get anything going right now. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot on these penalties early.
Yeah, Woodland's had some tough breaks here early, 3 or 4 penalties. They had a blocked punt. They had an unsuccessful fake punt. They had a halfback pass that could have been complete if it had been thrown a little bit better to the receiver. Now they're looking at a second down and 15 to go. Glazer, the quarterback, rolls out left, wants to throw it, pumps. He's pressured. Oh my goodness, he's almost brought down. Oh, it's intercepted. Oh, it was almost Maxie Mormon
Touchdown.
Into the end zone. Almost a safety. I was so disappointed, and then it turned out to be a pick 6, and the Sharks are putting it on the Wolverines of Woodland High School here tonight.
But Cooper Glazer was falling down backwards, and he was trying not to take the safety, threw an ill-advised pass right to number 9, Maxie Mormon, and didn't walk it in. He fought his way in, but, man, what a great play. A special teams play, defensive play. I mean, everything's clicking right now.
Swish, this Woodland team may be favored by Max Preps tonight, but they don't look like a team that looks like they thought they were going to win this game tonight. Lots of trick plays here early, penalties, confusion, and that extra point's going to go in and put the Sharks up 21-0 in the first quarter.
I can't remember when we've put 21 points up in a single quarter in a long while, especially to start a game in a playoff game. This one has to hurt Woodland. I mean, they How do you fight back from a 21, and we still have 5 minutes left in the first quarter?
Yeah, you don't want to count your chickens too early.
No.
But I tell you, the Woodland team has brought a lot of fans. They've got a pretty good turnout. There's plenty of room for seating over there, so it might not look like it, but that's a big turnout for a visiting team here in the playoffs. Of course, Woodland's right up I-26 near Somerville.
Even brought their band, big dog.
it might be closer to Woodland than it is to my house to get here. And you're right, they did bring a band, and I love to see that. Saw an article in the Post and Courier today about Charleston County schools trying to get more high school bands, and I'm all for that. As Quinn Mahoney kicks this one off a little bit short, it's going to fall at the 14-yard line, and the receiver run out of bounds at about the 26.
That was number 9 for them. Who was that, Big Dog?
Number 9 is Keonta Britt.
Return chased out of bounds at the 26.
A lot of different guys have touched the ball tonight. They've had 2 different quarterbacks for Woodland. Their starter was number 8, Cooper Glazer. He was subbed by Gervais Sally, number 15, on the second drive. Looks like Glazer, after throwing that pick 6, is coming back out, though.
Let's keep an eye on our defensive.
No, he's not, actually. It looks like 15 is out on the field. Sorry, Swish.
Yep, no, my fault there.
And that's going to be a little end around, not going anywhere.
Guess who?
Miles Robinson and Big Mike.
That's what I was going to say. Our defensive front is giving their offensive line a lot of trouble. I mean, that on the play on the pick 6 there, we only rushed 3 down linemen, and the pressure is really mounting. And let's keep an eye on that matchup. But I tell you what they're doing, they're giving our linebackers this free rein to come in and hammer.
So now, second down, a little bit more than 10 to go for the Wolverines. Our defense shifts and causes the offense to move early, and that's going to be against the offense, another 5-yard penalty.
I think that's their 5th penalty of the game already.
The Wolverines not really looking up to the task here so far today. Maybe they'll get their ducks in a row as this game continues. Last week, of course, the Sharks defeated Lee Central handily. And the quarterback this time, number 15, keeps it, crosses the 20 up to the 22-yard line. And Sally not doing quite enough to advance the cause of the Wolverines, who now have a 3rd down and 13 to go.
Good close there by A.J. Zarzaka to get that tackle and slow him down.
A.J., one of the linebackers in there.
Also Johnny Gunn. I want to say hello to Hollis and Julie Michaela. They're all home with the flu bug, so we're glad they're not here, but we miss them.
So now the Wolverines hoping to pick up their first down, and the flag flies and stops that play before it gets underway, and I'm going to guess it's against Woodland just because they have the penalty momentum going here in the first quarter. Another false start against the Wolverines, and they are struggling. My point earlier about Woodland being fairly close is, this is an away game for them, but really it's not. It may be closer to them than it is to us.
And it's certainly not a home field advantage for us because we play here maybe once a year, once every couple of years, but yeah, it was probably a quicker ride down 26 than us battling 526. I can assure you that. 3rd
down and about 20 yards to go now for the Wolverines. A little trickeration, misdirection. Number 3 takes the pitch, takes it up to the 28-yard line. That's not going to be nearly enough for the 1st down as Tyrell Sampson is brought down, and the Wolverines are looking at yet another punting situation. Punting has not been their thing so far here tonight, Swish.
No. Let's watch the snap on the blocked punt was not really crisp. Took a little time to get there, and let's watch and see how they block our front here as well.
Gaspar again deep for us, but we really haven't had a punt return tonight. The first one was blocked, the second one was faked, and another, he couldn't get it off. Glazer is tackled back there, penalty flag down around the 15, but I think that's also going to be against Woodland.
That's Will Virgilio on the tackle.
Will Virgilio back there. They pressured the punter, and he panicked. I don't think that was an intended fake.
No, if he tried to kick that, it was going to get blocked.
And panicked is probably not the right word. It probably was a very judicious decision not to try and punt that. But there were enough blue jerseys in that backfield to keep the quarterback / punter from turning that into a 1st down. And now the Sharks are going to have another first down in the red zone. They started their first drive on the Woodland 10-yard line. This one will be on the 17.
Well, ball's marked on the 17. Can't argue with the old field advantage here for us. 2 minutes and 34 seconds in the first, sitting at 21-0 and looking at another great opportunity to score the ball here.
I'm not sure I have ever seen a game at any level where you had, how many punts has it been? 3 or 4?
3.
All unsuccessful. First
Two and a half.
2.5. First unsuccessful. The second was faked unsuccessfully. The third one, they never got the punt off. And the Sharks are going to call a timeout before their first offensive play on this drive.
I think Rocos has got some sponsors for us.
That's right. Let's let.
All right, we'd like to thank our tailgate sponsors, Kingwood Custom Homes, Ben Franklin Plumbing Charleston. Thank you very much.
Those guys like to party.
Mark, you're not coming through real loud on mine. You might want to turn your volume up a little bit so they can hear our sponsors.
Sounds good.
There you
That's
go.
much better.
Yep. And we got Scotty Kraftchick on camera work tonight. Scotty, thanks for always being here.
I mean, you got a real pro over there on the camera tonight, Kraftchick. As long as his son is not out there, he will be on where the action is. Otherwise, he's going to be tracking Jace around. Just kidding. Jace, of course, playing for the Citadel this year. Tomorrow, the Citadel 0-9 is playing Wofford, who is 0-9. I ain't going to be at that one.
I will be. It's going to be wet, too.
Sharks have it, 1st and 10. Is that Tanner out there or is that Aiden? I can't tell. Monavian flag goes down. He carries it. He's thrown down hard out of bounds at the 12-yard line, but that flag is in the area where it's a likely hold on the offense.
I like that 53 for Woodland. DJ Blanding. He's playing with some energy out there, and he's working hard.
And the white hat standing at the 25. It signals it is a penalty on the offense. Delay of game?
Target?
Holding.
That was not a holding signal. It looked like a delay of game signal to me.
I'm gonna go with Steve Rudnicki. Well, it could have been because we came out of a timeout, right?
Well, it was a 10-yard penalty, so it's 1st and 20. Sharks now having some troubles as Trey Brown goes in motion, the H-back. Handoff.
Strickler.
Mike Strickler crosses the 25. That's not going to do much in this down and distance situation. We're hitting the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Your score, surprisingly, frankly, 21-0, as the Sharks have just been dominant, and Woodland is a deer in the headlights here so far.
It started early. Dion saying that the cameraman needs to be fired.
Aiden throws it to the end zone. Touchdown. I think that's Gavin Gaspar, number 8, with the TD reception. And Aiden Menaden, looking at a 2nd down and 20, says, what the heck? If I got to go 20, why not go all the way into the end zone? And the Sharks are now up 27-0. This is going to be getting fun here in a minute. 4 touchdowns in the first quarter is as lopsided as it can be. Very surprised. Woodland coming in here with an 8-2 record, favored by the Max Preps computers, as Nate Sturm puts this one up and in and makes it a nice, even, digestible 28-0 score. And that was a Mex one banging
touchdown.
There we go. See, I remembered, Mark. Even you didn't remember.
Man, I don't know if you guys saw how Woodland won last week. They may be favored by that website, but they barely got here by the skin of their teeth. They went to overtime.
Double overtime, and in that second overtime, Chia went for 2, failed to get it, thus giving Woodland the 1-point victory.
Well, thank you, Mark. That's a right info.
Yeah, what team?
Chiraw.
Chiraw.
He's a Chicago boy, man. He's a transplant.
I'm learning.
He's working it.
All right. That's The return man picks it up at about the 7 or 8 yard line, gets up to the 26, brought down there by the Sharks on special teams, and Woodland, who has done absolutely nothing on offense tonight, no first downs. I'm sure they have negative yardage.
They have to.
We got Bill Sandvig here tonight doing stats, I hope. If so, we might be getting some at the end of the quarter.
Haven't seen him, but he's on Mr. Automatic. They'll land in our iPhones magically at the end of the quarter here.
Bill doesn't like to hang out with us centers. He hides in the stands, but texts us the stats. Says number 3 is going to have a chance for the first down and has it all the way up to the 49-yard line is Tyrell Sampson, who's been one of the better players on offense tonight for this Woodland High School team.
All you had to do was jinx them, say they hadn't had a first down, and they just got an unmix
and
one first down.
An unmix, not first down.
Yeah, Nate Sturm did a good job on the angles there. The running back had a lot of green on that in front of him on that sweep to the right side.
So now a 1st and 10, and same guy, Sampson has it. He's hit hard as he picked up 1 yard. I thought he might have some room.
Kel Gilchrist on the tackle.
It looked like Sawyer Arnold was around that as well.
It's funny, they go with 3 with a big run, then they go right back to him. The kid was gassed from the big run.
On our defensive line, we got Maxie Mormon, we got Mike, number 70, Ben Britton, number 54, and Sawyer Arnold. As the Wolverines, now we crowd another guy up there on the line, are looking at a 2nd down and 7. Number 3, Sampson throws it, has a man wide open downfield, but he looped it up in the air too high, too slow, and gave the defender an opportunity to close in, and I think that throw might have been out of bounds anyway.
Well, the coaching staff for Woodland's wanting the flag because C.J. Moskos didn't even know it was in the air, and it looked like a duck of a throw, and I don't even think it was a catchable ball. So
I do think the throw was out of bounds.
There is a flag on the field, though.
And the referees are caucusing right on the 50-yard line, and let's see what determination these guys make about that.
The flag was thrown all the way back here, and the play was 20 yards downfield to the left.
Right. The flag is right dead on the line of scrimmage, which would not be where you would throw a pass interference flag. In case you're late joining us, we're 27 seconds left in the first quarter, and Sharks are leading 28-0 dominant in this round 2 of the playoffs. Sharks won the 7-2A region title this year. They've won their region title for every year that I can recall.
Waving it off.
So no penalty here. So that'll give Woodland High School a 3rd down and 7 yards to go. They have really tried a lot of trickeration so far, Swish.
Yeah, and none of it's working, unfortunately for them.
Woodland, of course, missing their very best player, Kim Pringle, and we all hate that for Kim and hope that he's okay. I'm sorry, Cam.
Yep.
He's number 77, but you won't see that number on the field. He's committed to the South Carolina Gamecocks, so I'm all for his recovery. Glazer, the quarterback, running before he can really even look downfield, lost about a yard on that. We'll call it a sack.
Sawyer Arnold and Big Mike.
So Mike Jones and Sawyer Arnold in there, and again, Woodland is going to have to punt. Not something that they want to do, and frankly, not something they've done very well here tonight.
No. I tell you, it's a lot of it's.
Oceanside,
well, there we go.
Woodland 0.
So we're going to close out the first quarter here at this Charleston School District field number 4. I hate saying that. And the Sharks are up by a score of 28-0. I expect we're going to do sponsors or something at the end of the quarter.
Rocos has got us covered.
Absolutely. We want to thank our platinum sponsors again. The Revere Group, Longshore Boats, Fox Audio Video, Sunbelt Rentals of Charleston, Carolina Hormone and Healthcare, and Charleston Adventure Forest and Zip Line.
There we go.
And we've had 4 Mex 1 touchdowns in the first quarter. We had Mex 1 bang-in touchdown number 1, Mex 1 bang-in touchdown number 2, etc. I think we might have missed a couple of those. It's a good thing they sponsor the touchdowns because I'm not sure we've had a first down all night. And it looks like what we do have are some stats from that first quarter.
Yep, I'm going to try to sneak one in here. I'll sneak it in after the punt.
So Glazer, the punter, these have been a real adventure tonight, I'll just tell you. But this one is up, and my goodness, he can really punt a pretty decent ball when he has the opportunity. And it's going to roll down, and I don't know why the Woodland player stopped it at the 10 because it was rolling in their direction.
First downs for the Land Sharks in the first quarter. 6 rushes for 27 yards, 2 passes for 49 yards, and 28 points.
Wow. Did we get any first downs?
We had 4 first downs.
All right.
Woodland had 1 first down. They've had 11 rushes for 37 yards, and that was all on the big play. They've not had a reception, 0-5. They've had 1 pick for a pick 6, 5 penalties, and a whole lot of bad luck on their sideline. So got a new quarterback in. The young Swish.
All right, Tanner Swisher, number 13 in, picks up a low snap. He's pressured in the backfield. He wanted to throw it. He's going to run it, slides across the 10-yard line for a short gain.
I think someone got to him from last week, not taking that sidewinder of a hit that he took from that middle linebacker. Rattled his cages a little bit. So
Tanner still out there at quarterback. Nope, Manaden coming in now, number 10. And he's going to be, of course, in the shotgun as always.
That's still Tanner.
Oh, is it? Okay. You should recognize your son. I can tell by his stance. Quick throw, wide receiver to the right side in the flat. It picked up good yardage to the 18-yard line, and that's not going to be enough for a first down. So the Sharks now look at a 3rd down and 2 or 3.
Virgilio on the reception. One of those is going to break pretty soon, and that could have been an 80-yard touchdown very easily with Will.
Maxie Mormon and Johnny Gunn coming out there now. So we're going to have a bunch of tight ends and 2 wide receivers. Mormon over on the left side, as is Johnny. Tanner takes this one. It's a handoff. I can't tell who the running back is.
Strickler hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Mike didn't get anything on that one, so now the Sharks are going to be facing a 4th down, and the question is, do you punt with a 4th and 1 at your own 20-yard line when everything is going your way?
No. Yes.
I think the first answer was from the heart, and the second answer was from the mind, as the Sharks are going to punt this away. Woodland really hasn't done a thing on offense tonight, and this was the first defensive stand and our first punt of the night.
We're missing a player.
Our punter all season, of course, has been Edward Rodenbach, our quarterback, who's missing in action tonight, of course, season-ending injury.
Delay a game. We were missing a lineman on the punt formation.
And Quinn Mahoney, I think, is doing the punting now in Edwards' absence. Quinn's going to be standing right on the goal line here. The deep man, number 3, who's touched the ball quite a lot tonight, is Tyrell Sampson. He's right on the 50-yard line as Quinn kicks a nice punt right to him. And Sampson dodges the first tackle, picks up 10, a flag goes down. Sampson headed towards the end zone, crosses the 20, the 15, the 5, and Tyrell Sampson into the end zone. And the referee reluctantly put his hands up, and then he put them down. So the white hat thought he got in there, but the other
coming back
zebra said he was down, but none of it matters.
The clear block in the back.
2 flags sitting right at the 37-yard line of the Wolverines. So their best play of the night by far erased by another penalty. 28-0 your score. The Oceanside Land Sharks in this sort of home game in North Charleston. It's sort of a halfway point between Oceanside's Mount Pleasant home and the Dorchester County perch of the Wolverines. Swish, I know we played Lee Central last week, but I could have sworn I saw the Lizard Man here.
I saw
out on
him
the field.
too. I think we've manifested that to come in.
Well, we're going to keep our eyes out for it, and hopefully Scotty will as well. We've got a score for you. Marion up 13-3 over Barnwell. What quarter is that in? Second quarter. And a handoff here on the first play for the Wolverines, short game. That'll make it second down and 8 or 9 yards.
Carson Lee on that tackle. And Ben Britton.
We talked about our defensive line and our linebackers earlier. Nate Sturm is over on the right corner position. C.J. Moskos, number 3 at the top of your screen, the left corner. We're playing with one safety right now. Haven't seen Grayson Freeling much tonight as the quarterback completes this pass to the 40-yard line. Kind of close to a first down. Hard to see where he went out of bounds. It looks like he's going to be a little bit short. Third down and a yard to go for the Wolverines. Running situation for them. We came in thinking that T.J. Wright, number 7, was going to be a big problem for us, but so far he's done nothing.
They haven't given him the ball a lot. Maybe that's part of it, that they're decoying with him, but if that's the case, it ain't working.
They switched out quarterbacks now. Gervais Sally, number 15, comes in under center. He's trying to draw us off sides. That's not getting anything done.
Timeout.
And the Wolverines, sure enough, call a timeout, and that's sponsor time, I think.
We are all caught up on sponsors, but it looks like they're going with the old youth football double wing there. They did that last week a couple times in short yard situations.
Somebody's been watching some film, big dog.
No kidding. Glad somebody up here has some intel. We usually just make those things up.
No fact checking going on our broadcast, except when I use a poor choice of words on Wendy Johnson. She got me in the parking lot at school today. She's like, don't do it again.
You mean old Wendy?
Oh, hey,
oh,
hey-oh.
gosh. Did I do that?
Hey-oh.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
You just made the list, buddy.
I don't want to be on that list.
She's not here tonight. She's headed up to Clemson, and hopefully she made it safely and got there in time to watch the game. We do need to thank the Crady family for donating the pregame meal and the Alvarez family for postgame meal.
So 15 back in now at quarterback, pitches it to number 1. I think he's going to have that first. He gets it all the way inside the 35-yard line. Number 1 is Jaden Gardner-Taylor. He's had a couple touches here tonight.
Another flag. Chop block.
So that'll push him back from the spot of the foul.
That was an emphatic. If I did that, I might pull a back muscle.
15-yard penalty against Woodland, and they may set some kind of record for penalties tonight. It's been a ton of them here in the first half. Do you get a running clock in the playoffs? We're not there yet. It's 28-0, and it was 28-0 in the first quarter. But this is the best drive of the night, I would say, for Woodland. They had one first down earlier, but that was on one play. Of course, all first downs are on one play. And we're blitzing. Flag comes in. The quarterback escapes it, throws it deep downfield. We've got a man there. It's going to fall incomplete, but what's that flag?
Kick that at 5 in the backfield. There's more flags, though.
We might have been offsides, too, because we had the blitz on.
It was really early, and you're right, Swish. I wondered if that blitz caused one of their linemen to move early. but it looks like the referees are finna to walk it off against us.
What do we call it? You call it caucusing? There's a lot of caucusing going on tonight.
It is. I'll come up with a lot of terms for negotiations, discussions, caucusing, considerations, confabulations.
Saying illegal forward pass. He was over the line when he threw it.
Well, that's weird, though, because the flag was way before the pass was thrown.
I think there's two fouls against him.
Okay, yeah.
And
So
offsides.
it's
Man, these poor kids, they
oh my goodness,
can't catch a break. I mean, they're self-inflicted.
3 penalties, no 2.
Illegal forward pass.
So it was a false start and an illegal forward pass, and that's going to put the Wolverines in a 4th down and about 20 or so.
Big Dog, if he
Yes,
would have
sir.
not thrown it and just run the ball, he had a clear shot into the end zone.
And he, I think, is their running quarterback. He seems to come in running situations. But Glazer, number 8, who also rotates at the quarterback spot, is their punter. And he's had a rough night, is out there now. He'll be standing at about the 30-yard line. And it's off the side of his foot. It's going to hit around the 40, and that's about a 20-yard punt.
Flag
And
on the field.
Yeah, another flag on the field.
He threw it right towards 40 from their team, and then Sawyer Arnold. So I don't know if there's any lipping going on or what it was.
Sawyer is looking frustrated and flapping his hands around.
What was that sign? Looks like a.
It's a throat slit. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Let's see what Nicky comes up with, if he makes it up or not.
I think he's going to have a. There we go.
I've seen more odd calls, like not odd, but just unique calls that I haven't seen in a long time in one game.
I think he gave him the unsportsmanlike for doing the throat slit gesture.
That would make sense. It's like giving him the business,
The business.
so to speak.
Before we start here, Lucy Beckham playing over at the Wando campus tonight. They are down 16-13 with 9 minutes left.
Who are they playing?
Lancaster.
Surely not Wando.
Lancaster.
No.
Oh, big, come now, Robert.
Sorry. 1st and 10 now for the Sharks. Tanner Swisher in at quarterback. He's got the happy feet. Couldn't find a wide receiver. He does the slide thing. He picked up nice yardage, about 7 or 8 on the play, so we're going to be pretty close to that 1st down mark. Second down and a yard to go as we are right at the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. And Tanner still in there, has one running back to his right side. It's a handoff. I think that's Strickler. He's up across the 40-yard line, plenty
Virgilio.
enough for a 1st down plus some. And that's Will Virgilio, number 7, on the carry. And I mentioned earlier we got a special guest with us here tonight, Sean Belcher, well known to many in the Mount Pleasant recreational sports community. Sean, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you too, by the way.
Well, good to see you as always. Sean coached my son and lots of people's children over the years. As Tanner puts a man in motion, drops back. Oh my gosh, he's got a man wide open.
Right there.
Gavin Gaspar, I think it is, or he crosses, he's going to go all the way into the end zone. I can't tell if that's number 8 or number 3.
Number 8, I believe.
Yeah, so that would be Gavin Gaspar. And I mean, he wasn't very well covered on that play, huh, Sean?
That's why you like to draw him up right there. No, he was open, but credit to Tanner for spotting him.
Tanner had a great pass to score our first touchdown last week. It was like a 50-yarder play
Oh, I
of the
saw
week.
it. That was a heck of a throw. Heck of a throw, yeah.
Did you ever coach Tanner?
I sure did. Sure did. He quarterbacked the 12U state championship team that we coached. So heck of a young man.
Well, he's got a 35-0 lead here in the second quarter, right at the 6-minute mark. And Sean, tell me about some of the other players who you've coached as youth. I know Big Mike Jones is one of them, number 70.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the one thing that I get to enjoy is on Friday nights, coming out and seeing all these kids that have had the honor to an opportunity to coach and just have a small part in their football journey. But Mike Jones, gosh, there's a lot out there. Strickler.
Trey Brown?
Did not coach Trey. Aiden Manavian. Dirty is what we call him.
Dirty.
Yeah.
And is Manavian, is that how you say his last name?
Manavian.
I've been saying Manavian all this time, no?
Yep. But it may be Manavian. Heck, I don't know. I just always called him Dirty.
Dirty. I guess we'll just start calling him Dirty. I don't know. Where did that come from? Do you know the basis
That's
for
what
that?
his dad called him.
All right. Well,
That's what his dad called him, and so it stuck, and that's what we always referred to him as.
Quinn Mahoney kicks this over the head of the deep back for Woodland into the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, I know I'm going to miss some of the kids, but I know Charlie Jackson Bean are out there. Grant Costello's out there somewhere. Got a lot of them, so it's a lot of fun to get to watch them.
So tell me which of the football players that you are familiar with that you also coached in baseball. Any of those?
Interesting. So I actually stepped away from coaching baseball, and have been focusing strictly on football. So the kids that are in high school now, I didn't get the opportunity to coach as much on the baseball side.
As Woodland has their star running back, number 7, who's had a tough night so far tonight, T.J. Wright, picks up about 4.
But I tell you what, I mean, what a blessing Coach Wilkes has to lose your starting quarterback and have two guys like Dirty and Tanner.
And also number 7, Will Virgilio.
Yeah, I mean, those guys they're leaders. They're leaders and they're competitors, so it's a blessing to have them. It's
pretty strange, really, to have 3 backup quarterbacks who are able to come in and play like those have. And that's a nice run by number 7. Looks like he has enough for a first down as he just crosses the 37-yard line. That's T.J. Wright.
Yep. I also coached Will, now that I think about it, in a 10-year-old All-Star opportunity.
Man, that's going way back.
It is going a little back.
If you can remember coaching a kid when he was 10. Yeah, I know you coached my son when he was 9 years old. I
think we had Dana at 9, 10, 11 in baseball.
You couldn't get rid of Dana. 1st and 10 now, and that's going to be a handoff. It looks like we've got a new quarterback. This will be the 3rd one of the night. No, I'm sorry. That's Cooper Glazier, number 8.
So interestingly enough, Cooper Glazier, we used to hold summer workouts for the kids, and Cooper would attend those. So I know him as well, and he's a hard worker.
So Sean would have in the summertime, and I mean in the hot summertime, these kids out there drilling for football. And I got to tell you, you got to really want to play if you're going to get out there in that hot sun and play in those drills. They don't even get to play games.
Right. Well, it just shows you the caliber of kids we have in the East Cooper area. Our goal was always to prepare them for the upcoming season, and it's amazing the willingness that these kids have to actually work and get out there and do what it takes to get themselves better.
Tyree Edwards, number 2, caught that pass for another first down for Woodland. This definitely one of their better drives of the night. They have struggled here.
Yeah, beautiful night for football.
It is.
So far, everything's going good for the Land Sharks. Let's keep it up.
And, wow, I tell you, the Sharks are really focused on number 7, T.J. Wright. He was surrounded by about 9 blue jerseys as soon as he touched that football. That's a second down and puts him in a second down and 12 situation.
Yeah, Robert, while we're between plays here, I do want to thank you and Swisher and the guys in the broadcast here. I get to listen quite frequently, and I appreciate the shout-outs and the acknowledgments. I hear them, so I do appreciate it.
Well, I think at one or more points I've suggested this field be renamed Sean Belcher Field, but nobody's listening to me. As that pass is complete very near the 45-yard line.
The only thing, and I may hurt some feelings, I'd remove all the soccer lines if my name was on this field.
Well,
this should only be football.
Yeah,
So-
and lacrosse.
I'd take all that out of here.
You're here in the stands, so obviously you didn't hear Swisher say exactly the same thing earlier tonight as I was saying what a nice field it was. So you guys who are more into the technical aspects of the game are saying get those dang yellow and red and blue lines off the field.
Exactly.
3rd down and 9 now for the Wolverines. Let's see if Cooper Glazer, the quarterback, he has a man in the right flat. Number 7, TJ, is pushed out of bounds. Did he have enough for a first down? And TJ Wright, who really hadn't done much here tonight thus far, picks up a first for the Wolverines. And definitely now they're moving the ball a little bit.
Got to hold them out of the end zone. Got before the half here.
They still got a ways to go. Plenty of opportunities for more penalties, turnovers, and mistakes, which has been their hallmark thus far this season.
Oh, yeah. A lot of dirty laundry on the field tonight.
So Glazer has 4 wideouts. He puts 1 in motion, and then he's going to keep it himself. Option, pitches it back to the running back coming behind him, and he's almost broken into 2 pieces as 4 Land Sharks bring down Deonta Britt, number 9. Apparently, he picked up a yard on that play, but he paid a price for it.
Yeah, he sure did. That didn't look comfortable. He may be a little sore tomorrow.
So your Gamecocks are playing Vanderbilt tomorrow. What do you think?
Oh, geez.
You weren't expecting that one, huh?
Yeah, I needed to prepare for that one.
Well, I'll give you a minute to think about it as we get
So-
this play off. Glazer, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Penalty flags flying all over the place as
Man.
number 84 for the Land Sharks comes in.
May have grabbed a face mask there. Maybe.
Well, it was a little too good then, I guess.
Personal foul. Face mask
Yeah.
on the defense.
Well, that's not good. Sawyer Arnold, though, was all over the quarterback with great penetration. Didn't look like he was blocked at all on that play, but it's going to ultimately work in favor of the Wolverines. And let's talk Gamecock football.
Hey, real
Sure.
quick, that's a spot foul. Shouldn't it have been?
I think it's from the line of scrimmage,
Or
maybe.
was it from the line of scrimmage? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
It was a big one, I'll tell you that, as now the Wolverines have it on our 31-yard line, and I guess we should get back focused on this game as the Wolverines are making a lot of progress on this drive.
Taking up a lot of time, too. Only 1:16 left in the half.
Started, I think, on their 20-yard line. And their quarterback has been Glazer this whole drive, and finally he's been able to make some progress with TJ Wright, who's to his right. Glazer with a quick,
got it.
that's
Got it.
intercepted. Oh my goodness, the Sharks have it. Coming across, it might be Nate Sturm, I'm trying to see. Yes, it is. And Nate, who also does the kicking for the Sharks, stops the Wolverines in their tracks with that interception. Brings it all the way down to the Wolverine 35-yard line.
Just what the doctor ordered. So let me ask you this. If we get a score here, do we go to a running clock with 42-point advantage?
Well, I asked the same question. In the regular season, yes.
You do, also in the playoffs.
All right, so
Okay.
thank you, Crafty, for answering
So this
that riddle.
this could be a quick night if we can get to 42 here.
Yeah, I tell you, once you go to the running clock, it goes really fast.
It does.
That's the thing about clocks. If you don't stop them, they go really fast. Will Virgilio in now at the quarterback. We rotate 3 guys in there. Maxie Mormon coming in a little bit late. The H-back tight end. He's going to be positioned over
And
on the
delay
left
again.
side.
Oh, geez.
All that
Timeout. Oceanside.
rigmarole
Their
took
final
too
timeout
much
of the half.
time.
So to go back to your other question, I'll just say this. That's a game South Carolina should win tomorrow. And be ashamed if they don't.
You seem like you seriously think we might lose that game.
Well, I was in the stands last week, and
Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State was driving in the fourth quarter with a chance to take the lead with under 5 minutes, and we get a pick six. So, not making excuses, but the amount of injuries that we've sustained on the offensive line is I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
As a matter,
really.
Matter of fact, my cousin had the opportunity to speak with Coach Atkins before the game last week, and he said he's coached college football for 33 years, and he's never seen anything like it. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Well, we'll see. 1st and 10 on the 35. Will Virgilio in at quarterback. Play action pass. Throws it over to the right side. That is incomplete. The intended receiver there, I can't see his numbers.
I tell you
That's
what.
number 83. Sorry, let me just identify Quinn Mahoney, who does the kicking as well. Quinn also can play a little quarterback if he has to. Now Tanner Swisher back in at quarterback. He wants to throw it. Look to the right, then to the left. Looking for Will Virgilio. It was over Will's head. Incomplete. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10 yards to go. We're inside 1 minute to play in the first half here at Sean Belcher Field.
I tell you, having 3 quarterbacks that are effective gives the opponents a lot to prepare for, a lot to think about. And so that's actually a good position to be in.
Well, and they're all totally different from Edward Rodenbach, who's played every down for us this whole season pretty much. As Tanner throws it downfield, Will fighting for position. He was struggling with the defensive back, number 27. They had their hands all over each other. Trayvon Tate did a good job and avoided the interference flag there. So one quarterback to another, but they couldn't consummate that throw.
Don't want to put our chickens before they hatch.
Hang on 1 second before you go there.
Yep.
We're going to do this 4th down and 10 play with 50 seconds left. Tanner, again, of course, going to throw it. Not much of a pass rush, but Tanner rolls out to his right.
He's got him.
Throws it against his body. Oh, the receiver fell down. The pass was short, and luckily it was not intercepted, though it wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference. So we're going to have a turnover on downs, and Woodland has it 1st and 10 on their own 35. So did you have some scores? Or?
Oh, I was just sitting here looking at, correct me if I'm wrong, but potentially the next opponent.
Is Barnwell or Marion? They're playing each other.
And Marion was up 13-10.
Well, I got to tell you, you may or may not know that I hail from Allendale, South Carolina, which is right by Barnwell.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
I spent a lot of time in my youth in Barnwell, the home of the Warhorses.
The Warhorses.
And I really want to go back there because the last time the Sharks went there, it was not a good experience. It was a playoff game, and the Warhorses put it to us.
Need a little redemption.
Yes, sir.
That was almost a pick six there.
It was. The quarterback.
So A.J. Zarzak is another kid I had the pleasure to coach.
What about Johnny Gunn? Surely you coached him somewhere along the way.
Sure did, on baseball.
Yep. Okay, so there you go.
And I know we're missing some out there, but there's a lot.
Number 15 now in at the quarterback spot. He throws it deep down the right side. Ooh. Almost intercepted again. The safety came over to help, and just about able to take it was Grayson Freeling, number 0.
Yeah, so looking at the roster here, Edward Reidenbach I coached when he was 8 years old, first year of football.
Well, that's it then. That's the reason for Edward's success.
You're too kind. Logan Hamilton, coached him. I believe his 11-year-old season. Will Virgilio during a 10-year-old All-Star.
Hang on, 3rd down and 10 now, 31 seconds to go. First half, it's just going to be a handoff.
Oh, fumble.
Sharks recover it on the 35-yard line. I think that's Sawyer Arnold, number 84. Sawyer, who had the good rush earlier but then made the mistake of grabbing the face mask. Redeems himself and gives the Sharks an opportunity to throw a couple more into the end zone with 27 seconds left to go. Who else you got?
Let's see here. Max Mormon, I believe, was on that 12-year-old All-Star team that I was telling you about. Kyle Baldwin, Tanner Swisher, Jack Waddy.
Jack Waddy injured. He's plays H-back for the Sharks, and was having a really good season, and he got hurt.
So I'll tell you, well, let's call this play.
It's 1st and 10. Looks like Aiden, I think, is back in at quarterback. Flag goes down.
And another delay game.
Delay. That'll cost us 5 yards as the freshman number 10.
Real quick, Ace Jernstedt, we coached with the Warhawks. Isaac Hernandez with the Warhawks. We mentioned Charlie Bean, Jackson Bean.
Aiden, that one might have been intercepted by a defensive lineman, and sure it was, number 55 for this Woodland team with the first turnover of the night, adverse to the Land Sharks. That's Donovan Miles. Not much time, though, for this Woodland team to put points on the board.
Yeah, had Owen Millard on a 8th grade All-Star team. So quite a few here, but I'll tell you a quick story because I know we're about to go to half. So the first year we had the Warhawks, our backfield was Michael Strickler and Mike Jones. Not a bad backfield, right?
How big was Mike Jones?
He was 212 pounds, and he was.
And how old was he?
12.
Okay.
Well, he was eligible by 2 weeks, thankfully for us.
Mike, he's 15 years old, if my facts are straight. And, you know, he's a big man.
Yeah, that sounds right. He is. Like I said, he was, if I remember correctly, he was 212 pounds, and he was fun to watch. And I got him to play for us because he could have easily played C-team. I'll call this play.
Blazer, the quarterback, number 8, rolls out. Ben Britton chases him down. He just falls.
I made Mike a promise. I said, hey, if you'll play with me, I'll let you carry the ball at least once during the season. and so in preseason practice, we lined him up in the backfield. I was just going to teach him one play to deliver on my promise. Well, after that one run, I was like, okay, you're starting in the backfield. He couldn't. He was unstoppable. But, Robert, I appreciate the opportunity to join you here, and always great to see you.
Well, great to see you. And did you tell us about your Warhawks season this year?
Real quick, yeah. Finished our 3rd year. We've seen tremendous growth. This year we grew from 3 to 6 teams. So we filled 2 teams per age group. 4 of our 6 teams made the playoffs. So had a successful year on the field, but at the end of the day, my goal or passion is to grow the game of football in Mount Pleasant, in the East Cooper area. I have such a passion for the sport, and it's been very humbling, the response that we've gotten and the buy-in from the families and the community. And it's been very successful. We're planning for year 4, and I expect big things to come.
Well, being able to field 3 teams, so that would be what, a 10, 12, and 14? What
8, 10, 12.
8, 10, and 12, yeah. So, I was involved with the Mayhem way back.
I do remember that.
Way back when, which we only had 1 season, but we fielded 3 teams, and that was not an easy thing to do.
No.
And I tell you what, Sean does that, and he doesn't have a son out there who he's playing at quarterback. None of those kids belong to him. He's doing this for his passion of the game. And so I'm going to ask you the tough question now.
All right.
Are Mount Pleasant youth and high school football players soft? That's the wrap.
Are they soft? No. I don't believe that. If you see you go back to, we discussed those summer workouts. If you see what these kids are willing to do to get themselves better, and week in, week out, we compete against teams who are bigger, faster, stronger. And the reason we have success, number one, they're fundamentally sound, they're coachable, they're disciplined, and they're tough as nails. So no, I don't buy into that. Now, I will say this, and this may not be a popular opinion. I think some of the high school coaches are soft, and these kids are willing to work, and these guys need to make them work, and they'll do it, and they'll run through a brick wall for you. So, and I'm not saying Coach Wilkes is. I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying, in general, that may be the case, but no. To answer your question, I don't buy it.
Well, I know you have a full-time job in addition to all this, and I and everybody in the community just tip our hat to you and thank you so much for the contributions you've made over the years to both baseball and football. And thank you for joining me here for a little bit of chit-chat, as we are not the best football game we've ever seen.
Hey, I'm a little, being a baseball guy, I do have a little superstition in me. I mean, with this type of outcome for the first half, I guess I may have to come to more games.
Yeah, I think we got a few people who might pay for your ticket here or your gas money or whatever.
Hey, glad to do it.
All right, so Swish is going to come back and join us now. We might even have some halftime stats if we can get a headset on Swish.
Robert?
All right, thank you, Sean.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Always great to see you. The man for whom the field is or should be named. We're gonna do a little camera shot here. I've never actually done one when I was talking. We'll do one with all three of us. What the heck? All right, we could have probably gone off the air for the picture time, but that's all right.
Got some score updates here. A little surprising, I think. Barnwell is up 17-13 late in the second quarter. If I'm not mistaken, Swish, I believe if Barnwell wins, we would actually have the home game next week. Is that correct?
If Barnwell upsets Marion, we will have home field advantage.
Swish is a little loud coming in now. I think we may have made an adjustment when Sean was on there.
A little better? There we go.
That's
okay,
better.
Good. All right, these are not cumulative stats, but this is second quarter stats. So I'll start with Oceanside. 6 first downs, 10 rushes for 49 yards, 4 receptions for 116 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 0 fumbles lost, 4 penalties for 30. So we're working on trying to catch up with Woodland.
In the penalty department.
Yes, sir. They had 5 first downs, 19 rushes for 48 yards. They were 5 of 13 for 32 yards, passing 2 picks, 1 fumble lost, 9 penalties for 58 yards. Oof.
And a block punt, which is not reflected in those stats.
Yeah, I think this is just second quarter stats.
Oh, okay.
And so once we get a cumulative, it's going to be a lot to little. It's going to be kind of ugly. And hate it for those guys. They work their tails off all year long to get to 8-2. Very worthy opponents, but nothing's working for them tonight, and I hate seeing that for them on a sideline.
From the get-go, It has been a really tough night for Woodland. Back to the Barnwell-Marion game just for a second, I was surprised to hear that Marion was apparently favored by somebody, and maybe that's one of those Max Preps things, because they had Max Preps had Woodland favored too.
Well, Marion's 10-1. They're pretty good. I'm going to look their schedule up real quick and see who they've got and who they've played and beaten. But
I know the Warhorses year in, year out, always in the playoffs, always tough, and it would be a great event if we were to be able to play Barnwell at Barnwell. Frankly, I want to go home.
We need to revenge the loss from 4 years ago up there.
Exactly. We got some unfinished business in Barnwell.
We got a bit of I think this would be a upset as well. Lancaster leading Beckham at the half, 24-13.
All right, Mark, we're going to work on your pronunciation here. It's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
No,
right.
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
There you go. You got it. We're going to make a Southern boy out of you yet. So we're going to take a break here, and we're at halftime. We're just going to go away for about 5 minutes or so, catch our breath, and then we'll be back. We'll probably go back over those halftime stats again, and then we'll have the second half. Well, I know everybody's been sitting there just waiting for us to come back on the air in this exciting football game that the Oceanside Land Sharks are leading by a score of 35-0 over Woodland. And this is Robert Brunson, Chris Swisher here with me. And Chris, you got some stats?
Big dog, I sure indeed do.
You're mighty quiet. I don't know. This time he's quiet. We got to get our sound up.
Big dog, can you
there
hear me?
Go. That's
okay.
better.
This is just second quarter only. We don't have total first half, but second quarter, 6 first downs, 10 rushes for 49 yards.
For who?
This is the Land Sharks.
Okay.
4 of 9 passing for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, 4 penalties for 30 yards. Yep, and then here are Woodland stats. First downs 5. 19 rushes for 48 yards, 5 of 13 for 32 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble lost. Man, their penalties are stacking up. I feel bad. I'm not even going to say it. So.
All right, so.
And remember, we get the ball to start the second half here.
We do. The Sharks are going to receive the kickoff. And looking ahead, which I think it's safe to do at this point without fearing a jinx, is the Sharks next week would be facing off against the winner of the Barnwell-Marion game. And what's the score in that one?
It's 24-13, the Warhorses.
The Warhorses of Barnwell. And
what are they called again?
The Warhorses.
I just make you sick, so I like hearing it.
Well. I grew up in that part of the world, and that's what we call them.
So should we be fortunate enough to get the win tonight, and should Barnwell win, that would make us the host, which would be an interesting ride for us because Marion is favored. They're the higher seed.
And that's right. Marion only with 1 loss over the entire season, I think, to Myrtle Beach.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to get this one going. Glazer, who plays quarterback, punter, and kicker, is going to kick this one off. That will be the first kickoff opportunity of the night. For Woodland, it's bobbled at the 10-yard line, and I'm not sure who that is. I think it's
Grayson.
Grayson Freeling. Okay, thank you, number 0. And, man, he is pushed way far out of bounds, and the fans not happy about that. But they're going to give us the ball on about our own 8-yard line, 1st and 10, no flag. If the Sharks score 1 more touchdown, then that will put us on a running clock situation.
Yep.
One other high school football score for the many Allendale Fairfax fans out there. They're losing to Cross. Score in that game, I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty decisive in favor of Cross.
That is your alma mater.
Cross is up 22-6.
22-6. Thank you, Mark. I hold a record at Allendale Fairfax High School that will never be broken.
Oh.
As it looks like Aiden is in at quarterback, and he's going to throw it to Trey Brown, the tight end on the left side. Trey tackled after a short gain, so we're looking at 2nd down and 8.
I want to hear about this record that you hold.
Well, I didn't play football for Allendale Fairfax. I was on the debate team. And I am the all-time winningest debater in the history of Allendale Fairfax High School.
I'm not shocked, but this makes me very happy to learn tonight. We're good pals, and I'm just now hearing about this. Come on.
And it's a handoff, and I think Strickler probably took that carry for a short gain. That's going to make it 2nd and 5.
In honor of your debate skills, Allendale Fairfax has put up a touchdown early in the 3rd, and they are only down 22-12 now.
Well, I got to tell you, I was pretty shocked to see the Tigers are in the playoffs in the 2nd round. That's pretty unusual. They don't have a great football tradition, which is why, of course, I chose debate.
Maybe they just needed a little big dog debate love to get the scoreboard chugging.
Well, I'll tell you something. As Aiden drops to pass here on this 3rd down, oh my goodness, did he bring that in?
He picked it off, I think.
Yep.
That was an interception. Wow, it was almost an acrobatic one-handed catch.
We got a flag in the backfield, too.
Yeah, I think an excessive celebration on their sideline potentially.
All kinds of stuff going on here.
It came from far deep from the white hat.
So let's unravel the situation as the Sharks were trying to convert on a 3rd down and 5. The White Hat says unsportsmanlike conduct on the Woodland team, and that's just what they needed.
Hey, I want to come back to this debate record.
Oh, you're not going to let it go.
No, is it wins, losses, or is it how do you
wins?
Okay.
Debate wins, and I debated for 4 years there. I debated in college as well.
It's one thing to physically go beat somebody up on a football field, but if you can knock them out with your words, that's pretty handsome there, big dog.
Well,
pretty handsome.
It paid off. Best education I frankly ever had was high school debate. As 15 is in at quarterback now, and he hands it off. The running back picks up a yard or two. I think that was number 3 on the carry. Indeed, it was Tyrell Sampson.
Ben Britton on the tackle.
And Sampson has carried it a lot tonight.
I'm going to get I want to see if I can get if Edward Reidenbach, QB1, number 1, if you are listening in, give me a text. Let us know how you're feeling, or have your pops give us a text. But I hope you're feeling okay tonight, kid. Miss you here, don't we?
Yeah, our minds and thoughts are with the Reidenbachs as Edward recovers from surgery. Handoff to T.J. Wright. He picks up almost 10 yards. Going to be close to a 1st down, but I think a little bit short.
Johnny Gunn and Miles Robinson on that. That's the T.J. Wright type of running that I thought we were going to see a lot more of. Very hard-nosed. You can tell he's not happy. One thing I want to say, if you're in that locker room for Woodland, you're not going to come out here and lay down. You just got punched in the mouth for the first 2 quarters. They don't like that score, so I don't expect them to lay down. So this is going to be a tough quarter here for us. Let's see what they do.
They're looking at a 3rd down and 2 or 3 situation here at 9-10, 3rd quarter. The quarterback throws it over the head of everybody, out of bounds. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
One of our cheerleaders caught it.
Gervais Sally is the quarterback, 15. He's been splitting time, as both teams have had multiple quarterbacks in tonight. So 4th down, and of course they got to go for this one. They got 2 yards to go. Wright probably is going to be in under center. I said Wright, I meant Sally. He hands it off to number 1. It was sort of a little pitch.
Nope.
I don't think he got it. They look like they have it marked a little bit short. And I'm waiting for the official signal. It's going to be a turnover on downs, as the Sharks are going to have it now on their own 46-yard line.
Lots of planes, trains, and automobiles right around this part, Robert. When I had the headset off, you could hear all the train yard right over here clacking away, and right in direct flight path here, a busy little part of the city.
This field is kind of close to the beautiful Ashley River, but it's not on it. Instead, it's on I-26 and train tracks and right by the airport. And you're right, there's a lot of transportation going on as Tanner is in at quarterback, hands it off.
That was Will.
Yeah, Will Virgilio lost a yard or 2 there. I tell you, the Sharks have really had 0 effort at running game tonight for the most part. It's really been a throwing offense with regardless of who the quarterback might be. And we're looking at a picture there of Edward Reidenbach. He texted it to us. It's good to see you there, Edward, watching this thing on TV as Will Virgilio takes the handoff. And, you know, that might be why we haven't seen a lot of running tonight.
Yeah, we've gone backwards there. Loss of, another yard there, so it's 3rd and 13.
In addition to losing Edward and his great running skills, we had a freshman, James O'Connor, who also went out for the rest of the year. Both in the same game, last regular game of the season, as Tanner drops back to pass. Had decent protection, but then he slung down and tackled for a sack by number 55. And Tanner was looking downfield, but Donovan Miles got a hold of his jersey and slung him down. So now we have a 4th down and 20 at the 7.5-minute mark, 3rd quarter. In case you're wondering, the running clock would kick in at 42 points, but the Sharks unable to score a touchdown there. And I think this is our first punt of the night.
It is.
And Quinn Mahoney is in because Edward was our kicker. And it's not the best one we've ever seen, but it took a great bounce for the Sharks. And so Woodland's going to have it 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line.
Going to give a shout out to our Platinum sponsors here. The Revere Group, Longshore Boats, Fox Audio and Video, Sunbelt Rentals of Charleston, Carolina Hormone and Healthcare, and the Charleston Adventure Forest and Zip Line.
We still got to do that zip line thing, Swish.
I'm telling you, it's going to take some liquid courage. I'm not a big fan, but maybe we can get up there and
I suggest
will each other together to go do it.
We should wait till after the season is over. That way, if we get killed, you know.
I wonder if they've got a tandem. You and I could go together.
Oh, my goodness. Glazer, the quarterback, hands it to T.J. Wright. He picks up a yard or so. It's going to be 2nd and 8. I've done a zip line one time up in North Carolina, I think it was, up in the mountains there. There were multiple zip line opportunities, and man, I came crashing into the end of that thing at about 100 miles an hour.
And put on the brakes, big dog.
There were no brakes. There were no brakes, and the big dog
wide open, huh?
Was howling, baby. All right, the Wolverines now put a man in motion. It's going to be an end around. It looked like he might want to throw it, and he did out of bounds just to avoid being tackled for a big loss.
3rd down.
Lots of trick plays tonight for this Woodland team. From the very beginning, you could tell they were not confident about their ability to move on this defense. And really, we have not talked enough about this defense of the Land Sharks.
No, Coach Lazo just has done a great job of that front line tonight. Their shifting around is really confusing their O-line. Coach LaPrade with the linebacking crew and Coach Jay Pryor with the DBs. They've got them tuned up and ready to go. We are whistling right now. Again, 10.1 points per game is all we're giving up, and it's going to lower here if we continue to do our job.
And that includes the first 5 games of the season, which were against much larger schools, as Glazer wants to throw this when he has time, but Ben Britton is chasing him down just as he throws it. Oh, my goodness, he had a man an opportunity, and it was a pretty good pass, but it was incomplete as 3 blue jerseys were converging on the intended receiver.
Well, Ben may have been held a little bit as well, too, there, and he still almost got the Glazer at the very last second, got that ball off.
Ben Britton, number 54, playing both ways. He's the left tackle on offense, and he's on that defensive line and just a constant menace to every offense that we have faced. He'll be playing next year for Army, and this is a Veterans Day weekend. So we thank Ben for choosing to play for an armed services institution, as that punt is fielded, I think, by Grayson.
Big Ben never takes a play off either, man. He is wide open. He's full steam every time. Yeah, we didn't. I don't know if you saw, but Glazer did a great job of avoiding the sack and then bought himself a few more steps to get the punt off. Gavin Gaspar catches it and got tricked up from behind.
You're right. That was Gavin and not Grayson. So now the Sharks are looking at a 1st and 10, as it looks like Will Virgilio is going to be in at quarterback. Mike Strickler, number 22, doing the running back honors. We're going with 2 tight ends now and 2 wideouts, so looks like we're going to try and run the ball a little bit as we put a man in motion. Will pitches it back to Strickler. He lost a yard or 2 on that option play.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about our O-line here as well, too. We haven't mentioned them a whole lot. Carson Lee, Ben Britton, Owen Millard, Charlie Bean. Who else am I missing?
Tucker Smith.
Is Tucker Smith in there? Mike Jones.
Another guy who's playing both ways, and we talked about Mike Jones with Sean Belcher, and Sean coached a youth football team, and Mike was his running back, who was pretty much unstoppable. I can only imagine trying to tackle him as a 12-year-old. As the Sharks faked a nice handoff Trey Brown ends up with it, runs over one guy, runs over a second Woodland player. Trey Brown not going to be denied. Really close to the first down. Looks like he was about a yard short.
Big fella lost his helmet when he lowered his shoulder there and just kept moving.
I'll tell you what, Trey was inflicting some punishment on those defenders.
You could hear it and almost feel it up here.
Gain of 10 on the play brings up 3rd and 1.
Trey had played a good bit of running back for the Sharks last year and this year. Last year as a backup, of course, to Vaughn Blue. And it's a 3rd down, less than a yard to go. Johnny Gunn coming on a little bit late, and confusion on offense.
Get the timeout.
We were trying to get 2 tight ends out there, and they're pointing fingers at each other.
Coach Wilkes is trying to figure out what's going on there. We had some confusion on a package exchange there. Looked like we were going heavy when you see our linebackers coming in. Maxie was in. Johnny Gunn was coming in. It was going to be heavy left, and it was going to be a whole lot of Will Virgilio going that direction. So,
well, I'll tell Edward, who's stretched out on his couch at home watching this one, that in all likelihood you would have gotten the call on that one.
Let's take a.
Well, we got quick timeout here. Going to go over our gold sponsors, Sandra Patrick and Bradley O'Meara, the Bradley O'Meara Real Estate, Bumblebee Landscaping, and also our silver sponsors, Rhodes Medical Legal Consulting and Edo Leisure Cars.
All right, see if we can get that. Hang on, Scotty, let me see if I can get it for you. Look at a shot of Edward all laid up here with a bunch of screens.
You're too far off. Come back closer.
Oop, got to go.
Sharks are going for it now on this 3rd down, and Will is going to keep it, as Edward would have.
Attaboy, Willie. Oh, Virgilio. That's a Mex 1 begging 1st down.
Thank you.
Stole it from you, Robert.
No, you're entitled.
I'm going to go back to that Edward picture. I'm going to see what. So he's got 1, 2, 3 screens up. He's watching multiple games. There's a basketball game going on. There's a Sharks game and something else.
Tanner now in at quarterback. Quickly throws over to Will on the right side. Will Virgilio is going to go all the way into the end zone. And the Land Sharks score another touchdown to take a 41-0 lead here in the 3rd quarter.
I said it earlier. It's just a matter of time before Will breaks one of those. He's so athletic, and he's so good and so strong. Caught the seam, and
there was no question after about 2 steps that
Yeah.
he had that one. He was headed straight to the end zone. Those Woodland players were not in a position to catch up with Will Virgilio. Tanner now going to hold it for Nate Sturm, who will put it up and in, and now we're going to the running clock.
I'll tell you a little so we're going to stay on the Reidenbach train right now. This stadium that you love the name of, what is it called again?
Sean Belcher Stadium.
Now, the Revere Group actually designed the D4 stadium. So Rhett Reidenbach and his crew, one of our platinum sponsors, was the mastermind and the brains behind this place. It's a beautiful facility.
Well, I was saying earlier it was beautiful, and I like the way they have the field looking so shiny and with all these different colors on it. That was really creative to put all these different colors on the field. Sean, by the way, was equally complaining about. He said, you know, if this was my field, I'd take all that yellow and red and blue off of it.
Yeah, we're just grumpy old men.
So, you know, the Revere Group also designed Top Golf, and I don't want to be giving free time to any non-sponsors, but
they're a sponsor. You can talk about them kindly.
I'm talking about Top Golf, but anyway, yeah. I could talk about them for a while. I had a good conversation with somebody recently about how that has changed the game of golf, the existence of Top Golf in these various communities.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of our football kids that are golfing on the weekends just as it's a great way to be competitive. It's fun. They get together and get a foursome and go out and hit the ball around. I'm terrible at golf. I don't want to be good at golf. I like riding around in the outdoors, doing non-golf things. But you play golf?
I do. about as well as I would have played football for Allendale Fairfax High School.
I tell you, our first golf outing that we had out at Isle of Palms was a huge success, and I know we had a lot of fun there. So looking forward to doing that again this year.
So we got a different quarterback in, number 15. He hands it off to Wright, number 7. He had positive yardage. 15, of course, has seen split time tonight. That's Gervais Sally.
Uh-oh. TJ Wright is not feeling too good. He's got something going on with his right leg, or come on, kid. There we go.
TJ's sort of halfway jogging off the field. Of course, we hope he's going to be okay. I really was worried he was going to be running all over the field on us tonight, Swish, after having looked at some film.
I think he was at Cane Bay last year, if I recall, and he's a heck of a running back. And, we've done a good job containing a lot of everything.
Sally handing this off to the backup running back, who's kind of a bowling ball fella, number 35. He got a yard or two. That's Dorian Britt.
Number 33, Cale Gilchrist.
Cale Gilchrist in on that tackle.
We're closing in on the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter at CCSD field number 4, or fill in the blank field, whatever.
Call it the Revere Field for right now.
Yeah, Revere Field, that works because they're one of our sponsors.
Call it that. How about we'll continue to give Edward some love of the Ed Reidenbach Field for tonight. How about that?
Yeah, we'll do that for the rest of the night. We could call it Reidenbach O'Connor Field in honor of both Edward and James O'Connor, the freshman running back who we also lost for the season.
Might as well add Johnson on into that for Fenn. So it's the whole, and then we got P.D. Patrick is banged up. We lost him too. Who else I'm seeing down there? Jack Waddy. Jackie boy with a broken collarbone.
Yeah, Jack is one of the guys Sean Belcher was talking about having coached.
Oh, Maxie.
Woodland's going for it on 4th down, and Maxie Mormon and a couple of his compadres having nothing to do with that.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt, and so is it looks like Carson Arnold, number 84. Maybe he got a little dinged up on that play, but he walked off the field. It's not bad. It looked like it might have been bad to him.
All of a sudden, I thought, man, that was a fast quarter. I just realized you're right. It is on the running clock now.
So the Sharks are holding up 4 fingers to signify their commitment to the fourth quarter. That's what they worked out for in those hot summer months before the season began, as the Woodland player is down and being tended to, and we're all hoping, of course, that he's going to be okay. That's their running back.
Got a few silver sponsors to go through here as we head to the fourth quarter. Thank you to S&R Strength and Recovery, Access Endurance and Coaching, and Gilchrist Masonry and Pools.
Yeah, you didn't D on that one. You didn't neon D on that one. So, attaboy.
Dorian Britt, the running back, we were glad to see was able to jog off the field, so he's going to be okay. And we're all missing Neon Dion tonight. He's up at a lacrosse tournament, I think, up in Virginia.
I wouldn't say we're missing him.
Well, we are noting the absence.
There you go. There you go. Hey, I'll do some third quarter stats here in a second, but tell you, if we're back up here again, the old Rusty Bowl was a good meeting spot for a lot of Land Shark friends before the game. I got a text from Brian Bogstad saying, "Where were you? I would have had too many juices or dance nakeds, and you and I would have been in trouble up here."
So Aiden Menaden, the freshman, back in at quarterback. Didn't see anything he liked, so he tucked it and ran and picked up about 7 or 8 yards.
Okay, let's see here.
Aiden threw an interception in the first half to defensive lineman. Otherwise, he's looked really good in these first 2 games. Mike Strickler coming in at running back.
2 interceptions.
details.
I don't know, I'm trying to get some third quarter stats here.
Aiden's throwing it deep. He's got a man. Touchdown. Is that Gavin Gaspar, number 8? I think it is.
It's another one that he did last time. That's the same play that Tanner and he did. Here comes the replay. Man, what a circus catch.
Man, that was so nice. Aiden threw it up in the air where Gavin could get to it. He jumped up. He had a nice vertical leap there to pull that ball in for another land shark. Touchdown.
All right.
I'm sorry, that's another Mex 1. Touchdown.
There we go. While the kick is getting ready to be take place here, third quarter stats for the Land Sharks.
Go ahead. Nate Sturm is about to put this one up, and that's in.
Okay, there we go. 8 first downs, 17 rushes for 55 yards.
Flag down. Go ahead.
6 of 12 passing for 152 yards. 3 touchdowns. These stats are all messed up here. Okay, Bill. Okay, Bill. I'm not giving them. Something screwy is going on here. Again, a lot to a little.
In the meantime, I got a text from Dion. I'm going to interpret it. I'm pretty sure he says you guys are my.
I need an interpreter for all of Dion's texts.
I don't want to. I think he says you guys are my favorite friends. Great job tonight.
Thank you, Dion.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. Is that what that? Is that what that word means?
Yeah,
you guys.
Friends.
That is, friends. That's not how I spell friends.
You may need
they do start with the same first letter.
You may need to go back to that debate team to let him know what you're thinking.
Hey, let's talk about so far the player of the game for me is Gavin Gaspar, number 8. 3 receptions, 109 yards, and 3 tutties.
And none better than that last touchdown catch that Gavin took in from Aiden.
That better be another play of the week there, and that's twice in a row that he went up top and, as the kids say, he mossed somebody.
And the nice kickoff for Quinn Mahoney. As number 21, the receiver, is knocked out of bounds.
AJZ on the big knockout.
So 1st and 10 now for the Wolverines of Woodland High School, who are witnessing the end of their 2023 season here at Edward Rodenbach Field. And we're subbing in some guys now. I see number 74, Clayton Baugh, running out onto the field.
Let's see if I can figure out. I got number 72. 45 is Graham Robinson. Travis Anderson, 17 in.
Grant Costello is number 72. As number 3 for Woodland, Sampson on the carry, picks up about 7 or 8 yards.
Couple more new names: Maddox Crawford, Henry Warren, Sawyer Bryan. Let's see, who's 21? Is that Andy? No, it's not Andy Jones.
Jack Hermans.
Yeah, Jack
number
Hermans.
21. Good to see some of these younger guys out on the field. 2nd down, very short situation for Woodland. And their running back, good to see 35 back out on the field. I think that's who he is. Yep, that's him. He was injured a little bit earlier, but he's looking pretty good on that run.
Man, he looks like a little tank, doesn't he?
He really does.
Holy cow.
He's frankly, in the short time he's been on the field, looked a little better than their starter, frankly.
Well, he's running with some extreme purpose right now. I have a feeling they're still
Well, and in
not
fairness
happy.
to Wright, he's also running against not our first-string defense.
That's fair.
And this is a handoff to number 1, the H-back on the left side, the wing guy coming around. That's Jaden Gardner-Taylor.
Reese Meredith is a new name in on the tackle. Attaboy Reese. Nathan Cook in and off the field there. I've got a 61 sighting. Who might that be? Is that a Crady?
Can we get an update on the Barnwell-Marion score while we're calling this drive, which could be close to the last one of the game with a running clock? Looks like we might have. No, that's the same quarterback.
Good wrap up on the tackle there. That was number 61.
Doesn't look like it's been updated recently, but it still says third quarter, Barnwell 24, Marion 13.
J.B. Crady on that tackle. That's who that was. Great tackle. Thanks again to the Crady family for donating pre-game meals tonight, and the Alvarez family for post-game. Speaking of Alvarez, Barry Alvarez is in the game now. It's good to see him on the field.
Nice tackle in there. Who was that?
That was Barry Alvarez, right on cue, man.
It sure was. He wrapped his arms right around the lower legs of number 35, who can be a tough guy to tackle.
Yeah,
Dorian Britt.
Great wrapping on this. The second string crew is doing the job, man.
Fundamentals, you can tell these guys are well coached by our defensive coordinators.
So we got a fourth down and about 6 here. Big dog clock is at 5 minutes and burning. Let's hold these guys. Let's hold them here.
Glazer, the quarterback. Britt, the running back. 2 wideouts, likely a throw here. It's going to be a play action. He's got a man. Number 11, first down. Crosses the 40 down to the 36-yard line. That's Chance Green with what that's some funny business on the opposite side of the field.
Our guy's got a head butted right in front of the... never mind. Never mind. Malarkey. That's my debate word for the night, malarkey. How about that? Would that win a debate against you?
No. All right, so Woodland first and 10 on the 35. Britt again on the carry. He's looked pretty good, but this time we drag him down after a short game.
Barry Alvarez again.
Barry Alvarez making his presence known after a great career coaching Wisconsin.
With this running clock, we got to squeeze in our last sponsors here. Again, thank you to the Platinum sponsors, the Revere Group, Longshore Boats, Carolina Hormone and Healthcare, and Charleston Adventure Forest and Zipline. Along with our tailgate sponsors, Kingwood Custom Homes and Ben Franklin Plumbing Charleston.
Do we have any scores from the upstate? I'm kind of curious about how Abbeville might be doing. They topped us out for the state championship last year as Wright has his carry of about 15 or 17 yards, one of his better runs of the night. We've really kept him in check all night, Swish.
Yeah, we have. Cooper Rowe into the game as well, too, to put some beef up into the front line there. But you know what? Again, looks like they're running harder now than they were before, but when you run hard against our first-string D, nothing really works. I think they're that good.
And it's not just that. It's late in the game. You got a running clock. They're way behind. Everybody's a little bit different situation.
Oh
my goodness. Tell that to number 33.
That's Cale Gilchrist.
Cale is still out there.
Yeah, and it's not like it's all second stringers, but this is great opportunities for kids to get playing time because we're going to need to call on them at some point in time here. You never know.
And Swish, do you think our defense cares whether they preserve a shutout or not?
I think they do.
That might matter to these guys.
I think they do. They're a proud bunch.
They'll get cake.
They get cake if they get a shutout.
Second down, 7. Glazer, the quarterback, rolls around to the left side. He's going to have a first. He's down inside the 5-yard line, and the Wolverines will have a first and goal now with a great opportunity to wreck the shutout.
Looks like Abbeville's up 35-7 against Newberry.
Thank you, Mark, for that update.
Beckham down 38-20 after 3.
And who's Beckham playing?
Lancaster.
No.
Then they spelled it wrong.
No.
No, it's spelled correctly.
It is Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Home of former South Carolina Governor Jim Hodges.
Last year when we played Woodland, we won 59-18.
I should also add it's the home of Olive Palm's attorney, Carl Hubbard, among many other famous folks.
And the Lizard Man.
Who wins in a debate between you and Hubbard?
I think you can ask Carl that, and he would easily concede that one.
Okay. Listen, it's not bragging if you're that good, big dog.
and I
Just
can tell
call
you,
it.
there's zero possibility that Carl is listening in tonight.
You never know.
He's a great guy, though.
Word travels.
He's one of my law school classmates.
Minute 34, big dog.
And the clock is still ticking as Woodland hopes they can put some points on the board here, trying to draw us off sides, I
Oh,
think.
he fumbled.
But number one picked it up in the backfield. Glazer dropped that, but his teammate Jaden Gardner-Taylor able to fall on it.
There's a flag on the field as well.
One stopped in the backfield. Flags on the play.
I can't speculate on what that might be. Another one of those deliberations on the field. I'm trying to come up with as many different synonyms for discussion as I can.
Some kind of a bad thing against Woodland. I can't tell. I didn't see what it was.
It was a chop block.
Some kind of a block.
Shot block.
Shot
Yeah,
block
that's what-
again,
that's what it
15
was.
yards from the spot. It's a big.
They
That's
did
it, yeah.
they did something bad.
Penalty.
That's going to be a big penalty, pushing Woodland back and undermining significantly their chances of scoring.
What do you think? They got a minute 17 left. They probably have 2 plays in them. 2,
Well,
3 maybe.
That penalty stopped the clock, so there's that. As you see, our defensive coaches coming out on the field and encouraging these young guys to hold on to the shutout. And it looks like we probably will be facing off next week against the Wasses of Barnwell, who at last check were defeating Marion.
And Swish, where's that game going to be?
Well, since we're going to win this game, if
Beckham
loses and Barnwell wins, it'll be at CCSD 2 Ed Reidenbach Field in Mount Pleasant.
No, this is Ed Roddenberry. We got to come up with a whole new name now.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is number 4. We got to name field number 2.
Is that the one near the Wando campus?
That's the field that's shared between Beckham and Wando, yes.
And that's at the old Wando High School, right?
No.
No? What used to be Wando High School. It gets confusing.
Scotty's being naughty.
It's at Lucy Beckham. It's at that high school, no?
No, it's at the new Wando. The new Wando.
right.
Uh-oh.
Glazer throwing it to the end zone to nobody way outside of the boundaries. And with a running clock, that may be really close to the last play.
Come on, guys.
Woodland not looking real determined here to hurry up and put some points on.
Yeah,
Their season's over.
they're taking their time here. Robert, again, another fun game to watch and call.
We are having some fun here in the playoffs, and we just want to take a second and thank everybody for joining us, because if nobody was interested, then we wouldn't be having this opportunity to have so much fun. As Glazer rolls out to his right side, throws it, number 88, not able to reel it in. And it looks like Woodland is going to be content now.
No, they call a timeout.
They want to score.
Timeout, Woodland.
They should bring out the field goal unit.
So I misinterpreted the situation, obviously. I was thinking in terms of what I might do if I were trailing by 49-0 with 20 seconds left to go.
But apparently you never trailed. You're debate champion.
Well, that's true. It's not like I never lost a match. I lost a match or two over 4 years. Also won a couple state championships, but we won't talk about that. From a AA school, all divisions, but we won't.
I got a couple punt, pass, and kick trophies back from the day. How about that? Do those count?
His debate ones trumps those.
Yeah. figured as much. Just not feeling worthy right now.
Well,
look at old Coach Salazzo, man. We need to get him another knee surgery. He can barely get off the field there.
He is an institution, Coach Salazzo, and we're so fortunate to have him here on this third down play after the timeout. Glazer rolls out to his left side. He's going to try to put it. Man, is he hit hard. There's a flag that comes in. I think that might have been a...
That was Cale Gilchrist.
Yeah, I think that might have been a targeting kind of hit.
I think that was Mama Bean.
Yeah.
And the referees are going to cogitate collectively.
Man, you got a new one, snuck one in.
Over what to call that.
It's going to give him one more chance here. The ball is going to be placed probably on about the 4-yard line. That was a hard hit, whether it was
it was hard.
Personal foul, targeting, Oceanside.
Yeah, it looked like that.
Well, yeah, I didn't have binoculars on it, so.
Yeah, when I saw that, the first thing, frankly, that occurred to me was, why didn't you guys just let the clock run out?
Yeah. Well, that's Cooper Glazer. I mean, he's a senior. He's trying to make something happen. It's the last play of his high school career. He's trying to go out with a touchdown. So I love the effort there. He just met up with old Mr. Gilchrist.
I don't think they can get off. Got 6 seconds to hike them.
Now he's out, and Sally, 15, is in. This definitely is the last play of the game. And my goodness, it could have been a touchdown. It was right into the hands of Tyrell Sampson, who has played a great game tonight for Woodland, but was unable to hang on to that possible touchdown pass. And so the Land Sharks are going to leave here with a 49-0.
I think someone might be hurt.
Somebody might be hurt.
The Sharks with their, we'll take a look at that. The Sharks have their second shutout of the playoff drive towards the state championship. And it looks like next week, as we take a look at this injury situation, next week the Sharks are going to be playing, in all likelihood, Barnwell. Can you check and see if we got a Barnwell score? Any updates on that?
I think we just got a cramp down there. I don't think it's too bad.
All right, so we're going to thank you for joining us here at CCSD 4 Edward Rodenbach Field in North Charleston. And next week we will be either here or at CCSD Field number 2, yet to be given a more creative, interesting, and commemorative name. I'm Robert Brunson along with Chris Swisher and Scott Kraftchick and Mark
Rokos and Buddy Bean.
And not Neon Dion, who's in Virginia and who's not missed at all. We hope
there you
you
go,
all
Robert.
have a great weekend.